Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing good. So there are several opinions with respect to 2023 prelims. This video is about to look into those opinions and what should be the road ahead. And also it includes our accountability. We have conducted 30 tests as a mentorship test series are a part for the 2023 CSE prelims. So this video also includes our accountability initiative to show, or it's not about claiming, to show where we stand with respect to our test series and all. So first things first, there is no act denying of the fact that this paper was toughness. Though previous papers were also tough, this times the toughness stems from the fact that paper was so random. Random with respect to option setting. There were about 47 questions that had the options as only one, only two are correct, only three are correct, or none or all of the above four are correct. All of the four are correct. These type of options, there are 47 questions. So this made the paper more random and more tough. Earlier, there used to be some thematic based questions. Even this time, there were thematic based questions. However, those themes required rigorous amount of preparation. Like there were minute amount of facts. For example, everyone expected president election questions. With respect to election of president, some or the other question, directly or indirectly, he may ask, everyone expected. But nobody would have expected the type of question they have asked. The value of MLA of vote with respect to different states and also with respect to union territory and a state, that makes the total, that increases the level of toughness of a question to another level. So nobody can deny the fact that this paper was tough. However, we need to, obviously the toughness will continue coming years all. So we need to have some lessons from the 2023 CSE prelims. Now, what the paper says that there are no shortcuts in preparation. Earlier, we used to have some techniques like elimination techniques, what we call as elimination techniques, but this time most of it were ruled out. Though there were some questions that could have been that where you could have come to answer using those techniques, but this time the number of those questions have been drastically reduced. Even where you need to apply those techniques, you need some amount of knowledge and also some risk. Given the context in which paper was you write the exam, it would have been really difficult for aspirants to apply those techniques. So in a way, they were ruled out really. Though some may claim that using some elimination techniques, you would have solved this question. But in the examination pressure, the way the options were there, they were really tough to apply. And the real changes with respect to current affairs. Those are not current affairs from now, they are contemporary affairs. Though the trend has started from 2020 itself, this time he has taken it to whole another level. For example, generally current affairs we study for around 12 months to 16 months, but this time he has taken to 2 to 3 years back. So from now onwards, with respect to any topic, you need to see the earlier developments also. For example, there was one question with respect to the term Old-Bashia method. Now, this was in news around 2019 and 2020 with respect to gene-drive technology. Now, those who have been in preparation for the past 3 years, they could have easily answered this, but we can't expect every aspirant, especially the freshers, to know all these things. So in this way, UPSC has made really difficult, especially for the freshers, to clear this exam. At least those who are veterans, I mean, those who have given more than 2 attempts, at least for them, it would have been relatively easy. I mean, easy in the sense, not so easily, but compared to the freshers. For freshers, this exam is ruled out. The way the paper has been set up, it has the way paper has been set up or designed, it is as if UPSC doesn't want the freshers to get into service immediately, as if UPSC wants to continue them for few more attempts. So this is the difference what UPSC we have seen with respect to 2023 CSE prelims. And also, don't neglect any subject. Earlier, people used to leave few subjects. For example, most of the people would leave history, art and culture. But this time, those who have read history, because questions were when compared to other subjects, history questions were bit easy. However, you should have read the subject. Most of the aspirants would not read history. Similarly, geography weightage was very much less, except with respect to the map-based questions. Geography, pure geography-based questions were neglected actually in earlier prelims. But this time, direct from NCERT knowledge. As I said, though some opinions were there that basic books are no longer valid. If you see geography, most of the questions were from NCERT, and again, the subject which many thought that the UPSC is neglecting has come back again. Almost around 15 to 20 questions were asked from geography. So don't neglect any subject from now onwards. That is the key takeaway. Similarly, accept the fact that UPSC is going to be unpredictable. There are few students say, every year it happens actually. I listen these comments where they say that one should not prepare for UPSC given the unpredictable nature of UPSC. It's better to leave this exam. Okay, I accept all those facts, but also accept the fact if those who are thinking to give the next attempt also, the paper is going to be unpredictable even in coming years. Only if you accept that fact, prepare for the exam. Otherwise, you can't digest the fact that paper will be going to be unpredictable. There is no denial of the fact that unpredictability will lead to elimination of well-deserved candidates. But this is the nature of the exam, and we are accepting once we accept that fact, we can prepare wholeheartedly. Otherwise, we can't prepare wholeheartedly for this exam. And the key in this prelims exam is CSAT. Several of our aspirants who are scoring well in GS1, they are in doubt with respect to CSAT. So CSAT needs preparation well in advance. Generally, aspirants, what they do is they do 1 month of the preparation, but this time maybe CSAT requires separate 5 to 6 months of coaching, or you need self-preparation. That is what the key takeaway. CSAT, you need to prepare well in advance. If not with the same like GS, at least you need to give sufficient amount of time, minimum 3 to 4 months of time or 5 to 6 months of time if you take coaching. Moreover, don't trust in random clickbait news channels. Again, I don't want to name those channels. There were several news with several channels where they said that read this thing, you will get marks. Read that thing, you will get marks. So there again, as I said in my earlier slide, there are no shortcuts. Trust yourself, trust your source, trust your book. Read basics. See, for example, geography, NCERT, Lakshmikant, polity. Several of the questions from those books only. So basic books, don't neglect basic books. Don't look for shortcuts. And most of the important thing is have a trusted mentor. Again, why this is because generally this exam takes a longer amount of time for preparation. So having a trusted mentor will help you. I mean, it will help you to motivate, and also it figure out your sources. Most of the times we will have doubt whether we are preparing correctly, or the sources we are referring is correct, or the test series we are doing is correct, or the amount of marks we are getting in test series, are they sufficient? All these set of doubts will crop into the mind of the aspirant in this preparation. So a mentor, I mean, trusted mentor, don't go for any random mentors. This is not a promotion of mine. I'm just saying because I have seen several of the aspirants coming to me after wasting their years of the time. So have a trusted mentor, talk to them, listen to them, have a demo with respect with them. Then only go, trust that mentor. Okay, again, these things are very important. Don't trust in clickbait news channels and have a trusted mentor. So key takeaways is exam is going to be unpredictable even in coming years. Accept that fact. If you want to prepare, accept that unpredictable nature of the exam. Next, no shortcuts. And what you need to prepare is contemporary affairs. And static still is the king. Static portion is still is the king. For example, even in this paper, though if you have not prepared current or contemporary affairs sufficiently, if you have read static, then at least you could have solved properly. It's sufficient number of questions to clear the examination. And don't neglect any topic. As I said, earlier people used to leave certain topics like art and culture, history, or geography. So this time you have seen geography coming back again. So don't neglect any topic. So there are several opinions. For example, this is the most common thing I have read. I have listened. PYQs are useless. No, PYQs are still valid. For example, as I said, themes are getting repeated again and again. For example, as everyone knows, Buddhism, Jainism repeated the top standard topic, and also Schedule 5 from last 4 or 5 years in different exams of UPSC or in UPSC CSE exam only. Schedule 5 this time in different way. But those who have read such Lakshmikant are sufficient solved any good test series. This could have been solved. So themes are getting repeated. It's all about how you analyze the previous year's questions. Instead of merely reading the previous year's question and solving the question, you need to analyze properly based on the themes. So themes are getting repeated. PYQs are still valid. Similarly, some are saying that they need to study some high standard books. This is a fallacy. Don't go after this. You will never clear prelims if you go on studying different materials. What are the basic books which you have been following if you have taken coaching, or if you have not taken coaching, you would have read from somewhere, right? So these are the basic books that you need to prepare. So continue preparing those books. Like NCERTs again is a king, and basic books like Polity, Lakshmikant, and Economy. It's up to you. There are several books like Sriram, Vivek Singh sir, Mrunal sir, and Environment. You can go with Shankar or PMFIS. So these are all standard books. Every aspirant knows those who have been preparation for the past 1.5 year. So don't change your books, and also changing the strategy drastically. Well, as of now, I don't advocate changing your strategy anything drastically. Since paper has changed drastically, some are saying that you need to change your strategy. Well, no, as of now, there is no need to change your strategy drastically. Even though paper was tough, the cutoff will be same, around the same marks which as in the previous attempts. So don't change your strategy drastically. If at all it is required, I will analyze paper in depth, and I will come up with more such videos how you need to prepare for 2024 prelims. Now, what should be the road for exam? Also, as I said in the starting of the video, our accountability. We have conducted around 30 tests, and this is not a claim we are making that these questions have come from only our test series. This is just a general accountability initiative of ours. Around 18 questions could have been solved accurately. This is not just a mere claim where we said that since the term has come, we are claiming. For example, there are several people who are claiming just because the term green hydrogen has come in their test series or some rapid revision program, they say that green hydrogen came from our test series. We are not claiming like that. We'll show you with proofs also. For example, see this question. It has asked about the king who constructed dam across Tungabhadra river. This in our test 26 and question 11. We have given in our solution also. Devaraya he constructed dam across Tungabhadra river. Similarly, this is about infrastructure investment trust. In the statement in UPSC, it is saying that they are exempted from tax, but the dividend is taxable. But in our test number 17, question number 21, we have said that infrastructure investment funds benefits from favorable tax treatment, such as exemption from dividend distribution tax. So from this statement is wrong. So statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Similarly, Ukraine shares borders with which of the following countries? He has asked land borders. This we have asked in test 10 and question 97. And the term Dhanya Kataka and the corresponding region we have asked in UPSC, and we have given in our test 11 and question 46. When we asked about Shatavahanas, we explained their earlier capital Pradhisthanapuram and also Dhanya Kataka, Dharani Kota. Similarly, money bill and finance bill, where we explained the difference in our test explanation also, and also in our test series explanation. In our test series explanation PDF. However, several kids, I have noticed one mistake where they said that third statement is also correct. Most of them would have overlooked the term necessary. Here the term necessary makes this statement wrong actually. So answer is only 2. Similarly, different ports, Korkai, Pumpuhar and Mujiris. We have asked in test 11 question 18. So Mujiris, Korkai and Puhar, these are all port cities. Similarly, souls are not the only property of animal and plant life. This we have asked with respect to Jaina doctrine or test number 10 and question 80. Next question is, which are the following countries suffering from food shortage and civil strife and was in news? We asked separate question about Somalia, location of Somalia. In that, why we have asked with this country, we have given as recent development. It is on the brink of worst famine due to drought condition, risk of dying from starvation. So answer is Somalia here. And also sterilization. The term sterilization, we have asked here with reference to sterilization operation, which of the following statements are correct? So answer here, open market operations. Next, by which of the following acts Governor General of Bengal designated as Governor General of India? In test 16, question number 11, which of the following are the features of Regulating Act of 1833? It made the Governor General of Bengal as Governor General of India and vested in him civil and military powers. Next, locations, Nagorno-Karabakh, Kherson and Zaporozhye. So we have asked in our test 24, question 33, Nagorno. So we have given which of the following pairs are correctly matched. Nagorno-Karabakh we have given here. It's an Armenia, Azerbaijan. So once you know that, the statement is obviously wrong. And also here he has given war between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So this should have been here. So this statement is also wrong. And Kherson, we have asked in test number 24, question 33, with respect to locations in Ukraine. So we have marked here Kherson. So answer is, this is wrong, and this is also wrong. So answer is none. Similarly, test number, he has given again few locations, Donbas, Kachin and Tigray. Test number 24, question 33. We have asked in recent places, Tigray and Amraha were in use with respect to. So here answer, actually, Tigray in North Yemen, answer actually should have been Ethiopia. Tigray, a region in Ethiopia. And also in our test number 2, question 83, we have asked about Donetsk and Luhansk region. They are collectively known as Donbas in Ukraine. So Donbas, Syria is wrong, and Ethiopia should have been here. That's why this is also wrong, and this is also wrong. So answer is none. And in the here he has asked about India accounts for 3.2% of global exports of goods. In our test 6, question number 67, we have asked about India's share in world merchandise exports is greater than its share in world merchandise imports, and we have given table from economic survey also. So share actually 1.8, not 3.2. So once you eliminate this, statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. And the Constitution Day is celebrated on 26 November every year to promote constitutional values. On 26th November 1949, the Constituent Assembly of India was set up a drafting committee. So this statement is wrong actually. Similarly, in our test series, Office of President came into existence after the Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949. So this is a general fact actually. So if you know this fact, this statement is wrong. So statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. And though we have given this question, I'm not claiming this question because this is really toughest question actually. We have given this table, everything in our test series we have with proper explanation. But in a real examination scenario, this question would have been really, really tough to solve. But those who know that the value of MLA is proportional to population, at least they would have arrived at 2 options. They would have stuck between 2 options at least. Similarly, in the recent years, Chad, Guinea, and Mali and Sudan caught in the international attention. So when we asked about question about Operation Kaveri, we mentioned in our explanation as Sudan is in between, fight between the army and rival paramilitary forces there. So answer here, successful coup. Next, ballistic missiles and Agni-5 BrahMos cruise missiles difference. Basically has interchanged the statements in both the options. So while we in our question 55 and 59, we have asked about BrahMos missile, where it said that BrahMos missile is a cruise missile, whereas he has given a BrahMos as a ballistic missile. So this statement is wrong. Similarly, in our 59th question, we have explained as about intercontinental ballistic missile, where ballistic missile is a fire and forget principle. So that's why it is powered only in the initial phase of flight. So that's why this statement is also wrong. Answer neither 1 nor 2. Similarly, carbon sequestration. How many of the above activities are considered and discussed under carbon capture and sequestration? In our test 20, question 34, we have asked about carbon sequestration. So which of the following ways we can do carbon sequestration? And in explanation also, it involves long-term storage of carbon in plants, soils, geological formations, and oceans. So everything, farmlands, oceans, and subterranean mines. So everything could have been answered from our test series. Similarly, he has asked about instruments in capital markets. And in our test 17, question number 76 and 77, we have asked about instruments of capital market actually. And in our explanation, we have given instruments of money market and also capital market. So from this, if you see T-bills and call money market, they are money market instruments, and government bond market, the treasury bills, which are money market instruments, while dated government securities are capital market instruments. So from this, you would have arrived at answer easily. And similarly, consider the following organization bodies in India. Which of the above are constitutional bodies? In our test 3, in different questions, we have asked about 3 of these bodies. For example, Human NHRC, and also National Commission for Backward Classes, and also Law Commission of India. We asked about three bodies. So at least you would have arrived at, you would have stuck between 2 options here. So next, similarly, the dynasties in 8th century we have asked. And we have asked here about which of the following dynasties were ruling South India during Khilji rule. So everyone knows Khilji rule is in 13th century CE. So we have asked about Yadavas, Kakatiyas and Hoysalas. Though we have not asked about Gahadwalas, so we could not arrive at short answer. But at least you could have stuck between either only one or none. Similarly, consider the following pairs and the site well known for. So in our test 11, question 8 and question 9. In question 8, we have given about Base Nagar, Heliodhar's pillar. So it is dedicated to God Vasudeva. So Bhagavatism. And similarly, Baja. Baja is a site for Orthodox faith of Buddhism. So this statement is wrong. This is correct. So you would have stuck between 2 options. So I'm in the 18 questions which I have claimed, they are completed earlier. These questions I'm showing just because these questions could have been answered, but not shortly from our test series. And also this is about MSP for Nagar seeds. And we in our question with respect to MSPs, we have mentioned that Nagar is an oil seed. So you could have known 2 options. However, you could not have marked it correctly because you would have stuck between 2 options. Similarly, Israel and its Arab states. We have asked about Abraham Accords in our test 4, question 88, where we said that UAE became the 3rd Arab nation to recognize Israel. So once you know this knowledge, this statement is correct. However, you could not have answered correctly because complete information is required to know whether statement 2 is correct or wrong. So around 18 questions accurately you could have answered, and around 6 questions. And I have this PDF in our channel also. You can look there. You could have stuck between two statements. So even in these 18 questions, in real examination scenario, I'm sure because the level of explanation we have given on a test series, you could have solved around 13 to 15 questions correctly. Okay, so this is not a claim. This is just to show that we are on right path in guiding the students. And similarly, we have not claimed these questions where even though we have asked the theme of the question, but not sufficient information is given in our test series. So you could not have answered those questions. For example, in our test 1, question 77, we have asked about flag code of India. See here with reference to flag code of India, which of the following statements are correct. However, the statements given in question or the explanation given in the PDF would not have been sufficient to answer the question that UPSC has asked. That's why we have not claimed this question. Similarly, the constitutional amendment that was enacted to overcome the judicial interpretation of the fundamental rights. So this question was about 9th schedule. 9th schedule, we have mentioned that the schedule became a part of Constitution in 1951 when the document was amended for the first time. So it's saying that first Constitutional Amendment Act was enacted. It created a new articles 31B and 31, which along with 31A was what? It means fundamental rights chapter was amended. You all know that 31A and 31B are part of fundamental rights to protect the laws related to agrarian reforms. So in a way, we have, though not directly, indirectly, we have asked about first Constitutional Amendment Act. But given the examination scenario, where the aspirant would be under different enormous amount of stress, they would not have thought about this question. That's why we are not claiming even this question also. So similarly, there are other questions with respect to green hydrogen. UPSC has asked about 2 questions, green hydrogen. Similarly, about president veto. So these are all question themes that have been repeated in our test series, but those would not, the knowledge which we have asked or which we have given in our test series would not have been sufficient to solve in the UPSC test series. So we are not saying that just because by solving or by doing our test series, you could have cleared this exam. It is just to say that we are on a right path to in guiding the students. And also it is also important on the aspirant part to decide whenever they are taking some test series or joining some mentor to decide for themselves and join. Now, what should be the road ahead? So the next 3-4 months are really crucial for those both who are clearing and those who are not clearing. For those who are clearing, it is obvious that they need to prepare for mains. Now, how they need to prepare for mains, I would be coming with separate video and how they need to plan their optional, whether they need to join any test series and what are the subjects they need to focus upon to improve their rank. And those who are not clearing. So this here again, I want to differentiate between those who have given 2 to 3 attempts and those who are in first or second attempt. So those who are in second or third attempt, it is my sincere request, given the unpredictable nature of exam, it is better if you have plan B. So that there would be some amount of financial security for you. You won't get stuck in this vicious cycle. After 5 to 6 years, once you look back, there won't be much. If you don't clear the exam, provided if you don't clear the exam, there won't be much to dwell upon. So it is better if you have some plan B. If you have given 2 to 3 attempts, provided you have given sincere attempts, 2 to 3 attempts. And those who are giving 1 or 2 first attempt or second attempt, so it is better you start preparation for mains immediately, just like those who are clearing the examination. Because generally what happens is aspirant, they waste these 3 to 4 months of time. They come back to us again in October or November saying that, sir, we couldn't utilize the time earlier time. What should we do? So this is the most common question I face actually. So you also start your mains preparation as early as possible. I know that it will take some amount of time to accept the fact that you are not clearing this exam. So give some 10 to 15 days amount of time, or if you need more break, so take that amount, how much amount of time you want. At least start by as early as July 1st. So start your preparation for mains from July 1st and continue it till October end or October 15th. So for those who are giving mains, they will be preparing till September 15th, around September 15th. And for those who are not clearing, they also need to start by as early as possible by July 1st, and they need to continue their preparation by October 15th. So for these two different sets, I will be coming with separate video, how you need to prepare for mains. And also, as I said, those who have given serious 2 to 3 attempts, it is better they need to have some plan B. So this is for this video. If you have any more queries, you can ask in comment box. And I will be more than happy to help you in this preparation. Thank you.